So, you taking enough clothes, Tiffy? Or are you going to buy everything over there?
I'm going to buy everything over there.
I bet you are.
I have been thinking about getting breast implants since I was around 13. For me to go over and have something foreign put in my body is a big thing. I'm very nervous about having an operation.
Mother and daughter Sue and Tiffany are heading to Thailand on a cosmetic surgery holiday.
I'm going back to complete my dentistry work. I'm really excited because I know that I'm going to have it all completed this time and also get a really good holiday, so that'll be great.
Tracy, can we have you here?
So we've got 21 of our girls here ready to go. They're about to jump on the plane. We've got some breast augmentation, we've got breast lifts, we've got tummy tucks, we've got nose surgeries. Sounds like a bit of a menu happening. But yeah, they're very excited and well, let's get to Thailand, get some sun.
Virginia Riddell Cross is the director of Somnio, one of Australia's most popular medical tourism agencies. She's running the tour that Tiffany and Sue are leaving on today.
We actually arrange the flights, their accommodation. It's a really good resort that's right in the middle of Patong Beach. The Starbucks at the front and there's Macca's to the right, and then all your shops. So we've got all bases covered, I feel. Obviously the support in Australia, the support in Thailand or wherever they're going abroad, and make sure that they're well looked after.
Medical tourism is big business. Globally, it's a $100 billion industry. Each year, at least 15,000 Australians are going under the knife offshore. Aussies have been travelling to Thailand seeking cheaper medical treatment for over a decade. What's just changed is that patients can now get a 12-month guarantee on offshore dental and cosmetic surgery under a controversial new product from NIB, one of Australia's largest health insurers.
NIB, it's worth it.
This is a worldwide phenomenon. People are travelling across borders for medical treatment. What we're trying to do is make it all the more trustworthy and safer. You can think of our business as a combined TripAdvisor and Expedia. So we not only help the customer make a decision about their purchase, we then fulfil the sale.
But leading Australian cosmetic surgeon Dr Nick Moncrief sees the darker side of medical tourism. He disagrees with NIB supporting Australians going offshore for surgery.
You can see there's a teardrop-shaped hole in the nasal tip and there's a silicone prosthesis underneath that hole there where the skin is ulcerated, leaving this lady with a terrible, unsightly looking nose.
Dr Moncrief has fixed hundreds of botched nose jobs, tummy tucks and breast augmentations gone bad in Thailand.
The majority of the implant is actually below the nipples and far too low. The second thing that you can see is this double bubble formation where you can see the implant and then an extra piece of skin below the implant and looks completely unnatural and quite deformed.
The Australian Medical Association is concerned the new NIB package makes offshore surgery seem safer despite the high risk of complication. They warn that Medicare may end up footing the bill for failed procedures.
Many of these surgeries have a much longer complication time and much longer follow-up time than just a year. So that cost will be ultimately borne by the Australian health system in some way.
In Australia, to fix this problem would cost somewhere between $15,000 and $17,000, of which the taxpayer is, if you're uninsured, is probably picking up the bill for $1,000 to $2,000. If the patient's insured, the taxpayer and the health fund are probably picking up $12,000 of that $17,000.
Look, I can understand their concerns. People, it's a typical reaction. This is brand new, it sounds threatening. It's happening already. Whether NIB options exist or not is not going to stop Australians travelling overseas. So, either you're on this train or you're under it, as I see it.
There are claims that NIB is simply cashing in on a very lucrative industry. How are you safeguarding Australians travelling overseas for surgery?
First of all, they know that we're doing the front-end quality assurance, and they know if there is a problem, and inevitably there'll be problems from time to time, they have NIB standing behind them.
My concerns on having breast surgery was seeing a lot of horror stories and, the breast not being right, really. But I think for me, good outweighs the bad.
There is a high risk, and that's because this is an industry which hasn't been properly regulated, so we're reducing that risk and exposure straight away.
In a move to rid anxiety from patients like Tiffany, NIB will vet doctors in Thailand and the hospitals they work in. If patients do suffer any complications, they can have it dealt with in Australia at no extra cost for up to 1 year.
In our time of obviously operation, 4 years and sending in excess of 1,000 people for procedures, we've sent less than 1% for corrective surgery.
In Australia, breast implants will set you back $8,000 to $12,000. In Thailand, new boobs are under $4,000. A facelift here will cost you $10,000. In Thailand, that halves to around $5,000. Tummy tucks onshore are $7,000 to $8,000. Offshore, around $5,000. Dental implants range from $3,500 to $7,500 in Australia, compared to a starting price of around $2,000 in Thailand.
You can have a brand spanking new hospital with shiny floors and with marble bench tops, but it doesn't mean that the processes are necessarily going to be as stringent and as strictly controlled as they are in Australia.
There will be adverse outcomes that need to be dealt with when people come home. People can conceivably get very, very ill, and if you get to intensive care, we're talking tens of thousands of dollars potentially.
The new fund will inevitably increase the competition for Australian surgeons.
I don't think that this process should be facilitated any further by an Australian insurance provider who are doing this to make money and to increase their profit, not because they've got the interests of patients at heart.
In addition to overseas packages, NIB will also offer cosmetic surgery options in Australia and has signed up 21 plastic surgeons locally.
People should look at the quality of the product in this country. We've got properly trained surgeons, hospital accreditation that you can rely on. If you have a complication, you have the surgeon who does the work will be the person looking after you. We have a great system in this country, and people should be confident that you can get very good treatment right here.
The NIB options package is already on the market. Virginia says more so than ever before, it makes Thailand an attractive option.
I'm all for, reputable companies coming into, the medical tourism industry, and having NIB has been a real positive, I think, for the industry in general. In regards to Somnio, it just brings more awareness, I guess, to travelling overseas and having a procedure done, and people jumping on that computer and actually doing some research and then coming to us.